In this video, I'm gonna show a scenario about Telegram bot with memory. It's gonna include short-time memory for last messages and also long-time memory for important stuff. If you watched my previous videos, then you have seen that I have a Telegram bot that I already set up, and I'm gonna continue with this one. And I'm not gonna build from scratch a new bot. So if you don't know how to do it, watch my previous videos. So bot that I built was a text bot. In my upcoming video, I'm gonna build a scenario with AI agent. So you can send and receive audio files, send a text message, send photos and other media, and AI can process it. But in this video, I'm gonna continue with the text bot that I have built. And it was something like this. First of all, text is sent to Telegram bot. AI takes it, analyzes it, and answers as a personal assistant, and then sends it back to Telegram. But problem with this type of scenario is that if you send the text, it's not gonna memorize what you have. And now I'm gonna add modules one by one to show you what they do. As you can see over here, I have Google Docs, and I also have data storage. Google Docs I use for long-time memory. In Google Docs, I add information that I want AI to remember for a longer time. And this I'm doing with the help of AI. First of all, I have AI that is prompt. Probably not the best way because I haven't used this scenario for a long, and you can definitely do a better prompting, but it's already working. So first role in the AI is system. It is given a prompt to make AI a decision maker, that it decides if the information that it receives, is it important or is it no. And information it receives from the message in the Telegram, and also they answer for this message. Also, as you can see, here is another AI, and this one I'm gonna explain in a bit. But job for this AI is to decide if something is important or not to memorize. So as you can see, I have router over here, because if it is not important, then I have here Telegram bot that just sends a text message as a reply back to me in Telegram. For example, if I ask AI how much is 5 plus 5, then it is not an important data to remember, and it's just gonna answer me 10 in Telegram. As you can see, I have here a filter with a no, but if it is important, then it's gonna have a filter with a yes. And as you can see, AI is told to output only yes or no as an answer. And if it is important information, then I'm asking AI to take in important keywords, write a short summary, and output it as a short text as an answer. And here you can see I'm feeding AI the text that I wrote and the text that my assistant is answering. And as you can see here in the example, for example, if I write to AI, I will have a work meeting on 24th of August, can you write it down? Then it's gonna output work meeting 24th of August. And it's gonna output this information and paste it to Google Sheet. For that, I'm using insert a paragraph to a document module. Here is nothing crazy, just putting information here in this Google Docs. For example, right now I have here only assistant's name and my name, and now I'm gonna write something here in Telegram for AI to remember. For example, if I write I have a meeting with a colleague on 1st of September in coffee shop near work, and gonna paste it to AI, then you can see AI answered that it noted it. And if I go back here to Google Docs, then you can see here in Google Docs a new note that has this information written as a keynotes. So it's not going to write a long text, but just important stuff. But there is now a problem. Every time you run it, AI doesn't know that you have this important information. So for that, you're going to need to add another Google Docs in the beginning of scenario, which is going to be get the content of a document. And now every time a scenario runs, it is going to read this Google Docs of important information before answering you. So to do that, I added another AI that would actually read this Google document and search if here in Google Docs is some useful information for the message that I just sent in Telegram. So for example, if here in Telegram, I ask when is meeting with my colleague, then before answering, AI is gonna read this Google document. And as you can see here in prompt, it's gonna search for matching information from Google Docs. And if it has something, then it's gonna output it. And if it doesn't, then it's just gonna say there is no recorded memory on this topic. And if I go back in Telegram, then you can see it pulled this information from the same Google Docs. And for AI, it is actually quite important information to ask when there is a meeting. So that's why I added here these rules. If there is a previous record information on this topic, which means if here is already information meeting colleague 1st of September, then it is gonna say no, not write this information down one more time. Otherwise, AI will think that this is important information, which is, but it will not understand that it is already written down, so you don't have to repeat it. So that's why I wrote it down as a special rule for AI. Also, I added a special rule to always remember or memorize or to keep in mind, because if I say something that is not important, for example, 5 plus 5, for some reason I want AI to memorize it, then I'm gonna say, hey, remember this answer for 5 plus 5, then AI is gonna remember it, even though it is not important. So this is why this AI that thinks what is important and what is not is important, because this Google Docs will be full of information that is actually not important, and in the end it will just waste AI credits on reading this full big document. So basically this scenario right here has a text that comes from Telegram bot with those two searches if there is previously recorded important data on this topic, and gives this information to personal assistant who outputs me an answer based on all the knowledge he already has from this Google Docs and AI knowledge that he has. And then this answer is going to another AI, which is gonna be decision maker, that decides if this information that was just outputted by person and AI is important. If it's not, then it's just gonna give quick answer and not memorize it here in Google Docs. And yes, then it's gonna summarize and memorize it for the next time. So this scenario is a Telegram bot with a long time memory. But of course, problem is if you say something to AI and it is not important, or if it even is, then you can continue a conversation with it, at least not with API. Of course, you can do it in regular AI, but not with API. So that's why I added a short time memory, and for that I'm using data store that is built in make.com. And will memorize a text that I sent and text that my personal assistant answered me. And if you go here in Make, click on More and click on Data Stores, then you can hit here. If you don't know how to do data stores, then definitely watch my previous video where I explained them, because they're quite important in those kind of things. If you see this one, then you can see it has my message and assistant answer. It is in this one. Like with the long time memory, every time you run a scenario, you want to see what was previously done already before. That's why I have get a record module over here. And this is searching for a data with a key that is called short memory. This is the same key I wrote over here myself. And it is outputting, in that case, my message and assistant answer also to the next AI, which was my assistant AI. As you can see, I added another prompt that I added here some more information that can be useful or maybe not. And here I explained this was last message between us. I said and he said, and also as you can see here in the end, I added this AI answer from previous AI, which was long time memory. So in the end, my assistant is getting a lot of information. It is getting my text and it's gonna answer to me. But before it answers, it has to consider the things that we talked with him before, the text we sent. For example, like here, I sent this scenario to AI answered, and then I said, yes, please, write me a description for this upcoming video. And it continued the text. If I would not have this short-time memory, then it would not know about what I'm talking and not know about what to continue. Because the text that I sent didn't include any information about this exact things. If I would over and over again write, yes, please write me a description for this scenario and paste the scenario one more time, then it would only understand. But I did this on purpose and didn't write any information that I wrote over here. And as you can see, AI still answered me right because it pulled the information from this data storage where is my last message and the assistant last message. And also it is pulling information from the long time memory, which is this Google Docs over here. If you don't know how to connect Google Docs, then definitely watch my previous video about connecting Google, or you can just use Microsoft which to be fair is easier to connect. So one more time. First of all, you have a Telegram bot, then you have long-time memory data, then you have long-time memory AI, then you have short-time memory data, then you have assistant who analyzes long-time memory, short-time memory, if there is any data to be pulled, and then answers me an answer. Basically, till here it is done. And starting from here, it is just saving me short-time data, and if important, then also long-time data. So this is the scenario for a Telegram bot with memory. I didn't build this one from scratch in this video, but if it is necessary, then please let me know down in the comments. Also join a Telegram group where you can talk about automations and ask questions me and others. And in my upcoming videos, I'm gonna do a master Telegram bot that can do a lot of tasks. I'm gonna add a calendar, sending emails, and much other stuff that is necessary. I think as a first explanation video, this is enough. So for now, have a great day.